Hey everybody, I reluctantly am making this review. Um, it's a spoiler review. I'm not doing a non-spoiler review. This movie doesn't deserve a non-spoiler review. I'm pretty pissed off right now. Pretty pissed. It's like, okay, let me just start. I'm a huge Matrix fan. I saw it when I was little. It made a big impression on me. It really changed how I viewed cinema, and I just took cinema extremely seriously after I saw The Matrix. And the reason why was because of the intelligent writing. It wasn't too hand fisted. It wasn't too heavy. Like I've seen movies like that have a lot of dialogue and a lot of complex ideals, and I've seen movies that have these ideals, these complex ideals, and they overdo it to the point where it gets frustrating to watch, and it's because it's just too much and it gets boring. Like as a little kid, I enjoyed Hamlet, Mel Gibson's Hamlet. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you go see that movie. It is a masterpiece of cinema. It is one of the best Shakespearean movies of all time, in my opinion. Mel Gibson gives one of his best performances. I watched it as a little kid and I totally appreciate it because it was theater, and the way the monologues are done, you only could do so much on stage compared to a film, but it still shows that with the right acting and the right writing and appropriate timing of dialogue, such monologuing, I can't even, I don't, monologue dialogue, um, it, you know, I forgot what I said, but pretty much with dialogue like that, that's good, you know, when you have good writing, it really helps, like inject energy and kind of intensity and a sense of pacing, a sense of movement in the story, you know. But yeah, I'm going off into a tangent into that, but it's like really, yeah, The Matrix was one of my favorite films. I loved it for the dialogue. I loved it for the action, the choreography. They had actually a master stunt coordinator. I forget his name, but he was just a genius. And I think he still is around. I don't know why they haven't gotten him, but you know, it's just, and the music of the first one was amazing. It just every song. It wasn't even just songs I've heard already. There's songs that were composed like the original soundtracks of the film that I think even are better than the actual songs there, except for Rage Against Machines. I love that song, but the Wake Up song. But in a perfect way to end the movie, and unlike which is just how they disrespect it in this movie. But anyway, the first Matrix, like the music was great. Like just the music was just weird and modern and futuristic, but still sounded like orchestra music. It was just very smart sounding and very it just sounded very holy and very just powerful just to hear like it was just like it's just amazing. It just moment you hear that music when the movie begins, it just pulls you in, and just the the just a weird like sound, like experiments, like I've never heard music like that in a film. You know, so it's just so much, the actors, every I could go into for days about the first one, but the the fucking, so yeah, and I appreciate the sequels. I think there's good stuff in them. I think they're not as good as the first one, but there's good stuff in them. I think the second one is better than the third one. But I still appreciated all of them, in a way, and I never saw any of them as alien to the first one. I just felt like maybe a little bit of editing would have made it perfect sequels. But it just so going into this, I was extremely excited. I had my reactions on the channel. Um, Give me a second. And actually, I just kind of want to get the footage of the movies. So I could it helped me remember stuff. Let me do this before my controller dies. PlayStation. PlayStation. You need it, everyone. Fuck Xbox. PlayStation. If you watch my channel, I'm sorry. I know some people probably subscribe and have Xbox, but PlayStation for life. I'm sorry. But let me get this. It's fucking loud. God damn. But yeah, I was extremely excited to see this. I was really looking forward to seeing this. I did my reaction videos, and I just, I just was really excited to see this film. It's like the first one is my favorite film of all time. I think is it's just it's practical. Like I've already said, the practical effects, the music, the acting. No other movie is fun to watch and smart to watch. It's very educational. It's very and it's a great use of metaphors, great use of just writing and just everything just feels so like confident and but executed perfectly. It inspires you to as a person to be like I want to make movies, you know and it was just a masterpiece. You know, I love the first one. You so it starts off and it's like I don't like the new Warner Brothers like how they have a new CGI look to it. I just like the zoom in shot of the warehouse or whatever, you know, and them fading back, from that and then turning over to love. Like just keep the original one. Why we gotta change it the Warner Brothers beginning? Like I don't like the new look for Warner Brothers. It looks like garbage. And the movie starts off, it's really exciting, it's really exciting seeing the intro and stuff, of the Matrix code and all that. It's just and then the title card and it's just and then there's so much things. I can't explain this whole damn movie. That's why I'm just gonna kind of go through this, and it just goes into the first movie, and it's almost like it's a simulation, and it's like the Matrix is repeating itself. You the actress that plays Bugs, I think she's a good actress. I think she's actually really, really, really cute. I think she's really gorgeous, and I think she, with a proper director, she could be like shown off better in a movie. I think she's a good actress, and she's just I think she has screen presence. And I think if this was written better and filmed better, you know, like, and just even the first fight scene is just like, I mean, there's things about it I liked. I like the hologram, like Zeke being like a hologram of someone in the Matrix. I thought was good. There's good ideas, this like this, but then it's just like it's just like the everything just feels quick edited. Everything just feels zoomed. Everything feels sloppy, and then it's just too much. And it's just even how it's starting off. It was just weird. Like I don't like how it's starting off. Like it's just the first movie, you know, and you know, and then we see Morpheus as Agent Smith for the first time, which was interesting. And I was like, okay, well, was how is this going to be explained? Why is he Agent Smith? And it's like there's no explanation for that. The CGI is noticeably CGI. It looks like Jupiter Ascending CGI. Honestly, a lot of these scenes, to be honest, felt like I was watching Jupiter Ascending. And it's only when Keanu Reeves shows up, like, oh, he's Matrix, yes, because I'll just keep forgetting, like, oh, I'm watching Jupiter Ascending. This is kind of boring. I don't like that movie like at all. Like it's actually like unwatchable. Jupiter Ascending is unwatchable. I have not finished watching that movie yet. I tried recently before the Matrix Resurrections came out. I tried recently to watch that entire fucking movie, and I still finished like 1/3 of the movie. It just stopped, and I was like, "Oh, I'll just take a break." And I turned on YouTube, never went back to that shit again. And I don't, and then like that was like a week ago, and I don't intend on doing that shit. I should, it's just, oh my god, it's just the way they write movies now and the way they direct films now is just not the same way. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I don't know if they just this is like I don't like saying you've lost it because I don't think anyone could lose what they've gotten. I think they just need inspiration. They just need to be around the right kind of people. They need but it's so formulaic. It's just like this feels like Cloud Atlas, Jupiter Ascending was just injected into this movie. There's an overabundance of humor. And Matrix is not fucking funny. It's a horror film, pretty much. There's people blood. There's people like they're getting shot with laser beams. There's fucking the Sentinels that are these like octopus fucking machines that will tear your machine apart and kill everyone brutally. There's the agents in it that hunt you down. Another thing, after the first scene, there's like a complete lack of agents, and even the agents in this are not really even used in a fair way. They might as well be just regular police officers. I mean, yeah, they do the for a minute, but then it's like, but it's not really used like that much. It's just kind of like they're just there. And in the first one, the agents had a mysterious like there was time spent on them for a minute, like where they would talk to each other, and it just feels like they're just rushed the agents in and out. There's almost like, look at this. Everything just felt like an insult. It just felt like, why do you like the Matrix? And it's just Lana Wachowski. I saw her in interviews saying that, we don't do the same stuff and stuff. And it's like, okay, but actually you do. It's called Cloud Atlas and Jupiter Ascending. And those movies feel like the same fucking movie. It's just your writing feels the same, cluttered, messy. Your cinematography feels the same. Overabundance of CGI, no more practical effects. Fight scenes don't feel like violent and like my favorite fight scene is like honestly the bathroom scene between Morpheus and Agent Smith. I like that more than the subway scene because it's not no slow motion. It's really just violent. And honestly, as a kid, it's like the first time I ever saw a fight. That's why this first Matrix is so iconic. It's the first time I ever saw a fight scene that felt like a real fight is happening. Whereas like, and you see your protagonist look like he's actually scared for his life. Like where he's fighting, he's like, and the music. Oh my god, the music too is so good. That music's like dun 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 dun. It's like the way it's done is like the music's made to make you have chills where you're like, this is very intense. Like dun 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 dun. It's like, and then he's fighting Smith. He's like, it's like, it's just like, and you see in their faces like he's literally hitting him. It's hard. It looks like they're really fucking hitting each other. It looks like they're finally like fucking fighting each other in real life. It felt like these people were fighting each other in real life. The dust all over Morpheus's clothes and how muddy he got is just spitting up blood and his face is all fucked up. He's like, duh, 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 duh. And just like he's lifting up in here and slamming on the ground and no CGI in that. Everything was real. Dirt. It looked like a real dirty environment. It just felt real. It felt like, is this really happening? That's the reason people were saying the Matrix is like trippy. But then we got characters, no, like you just saw how I explained all that. You see how I'm explaining all that, and I'm looking over to this movie. This is the characters we're getting now. Yeah, man, yeah, dude, yeah, right now. Man, she's a MILF. She's a fucking MILF, yeah. Did you hear all the shit that I said was cool about the Matrix? How it's scary, how the fight scenes. We've been dissolved into fucking SNL parody of the Matrix now, where it's like, what happened to the seriousness? What happened to the fear? What happened to this is a nightmare? Now this is just a comedy. Now it's just like and then it's this movie, man. Oh, this is like a rant. It's not really a review, honestly. This is turning into a rant. I'm just gonna say rant. Spoiler rant of the Matrix Resurrections. It's just like everything was just bad about this fucking movie, dude. Everything is just bad. It's just like, and then it just makes me angry because then you're looking at interviews with Lana and she's just talking so much shit, just talking about aesthetics. We care about aesthetics. What aesthetic is this? What aesthetic is this? This is fucking just nonsense. It's like I know it's like, dude, I'm someone who even defends the second and third one when majority of people are like, those movies are awful. People say the architects and that didn't make any sense at all. It actually did make sense. I didn't. As a little kid, I saw it. I was like, this makes perfect sense to me. It's not that complicated what he's saying. It makes perfect sense to me. It's actually kind of cool. It's actually a lot of people have is feel that's polarizing. See, the second sequels, the second and third Matrix were polarizing because half the audience really liked it. Like either you love it or you hate it. You know, and I mean, not I wouldn't say love it. It would be more like half the audience kind of likes some things about it, and half the audience just doesn't give a fuck about it. No one really loves the sequels. Nobody really loves the sequels. You know, you're not gonna see anybody. Man, the sequels are fucking awesome. It's like no, everybody is like either you're kind of like there's really cool shit in them. You know, they're not as good as the first one, or you're like no, these sequels are trash. You know, and it's like I can't blame people for saying the sequels are trash. That's why I never really fight back when someone's like, the sequel's trash after I say something positive about them. I'm like, yeah, you're right. And things were going downhill. The third one is just most people who say they like the second one always say, yeah, the third one's bad. Nobody. I think nobody says the third one is good. Nobody. Everyone's equally like, yeah, the third one's bad. Third one is just what the fuck. Look, even when they get a new Oracle, I'm like, I understand the actress that passed away, and that's so sad. I really liked her; she was amazing, you know. And I think maybe just you could have just I know it was her friend, I know it was her friend, but I don't know. Maybe you could have directed it a little better or something, or try to like as a director, I'm like, try to act like a little bit more comfortable. Like, don't sit so like. What? Who are you? The original Oracle, you were like, oh wait, it felt like a grandma. It felt like a cool grandma. The first Oracle, like a real person in real life. Like she felt like my actual aunt, you know. And it's just like, it's just I don't know. Oh, and then Naomi. It's just the actress Jada Pinkett Smith should not be in movies ever again after this. This is the worst performance I've ever seen. Just her. You know, the Matrix pumped all that noise in your head. It's the same noise. War. It's like, shut the fuck up. You look ridiculous. You look ridiculous as fuck. And then you got this horrible prosthetics on. It just looks like she has radiation poisoning. It doesn't look like she's gotten older. It just looks like she has radiation poisoning. It's like what the fuck happened to you? You look sick. You don't look like an old person. You look like you look weird. It's just nothing. And then and then the robots are fucking instead of scary robots. I don't even remember any scary robot in this. We get nanobots, which I don't fucking like that shit. It's too many. Even James Bond, I love No Time to Die. I think the worst thing about No Time to Die is the nanotech. I don't like nanobots. It's like that has not been invented yet. We don't need to use that in movies. This looks weird. And it looks like a Looney Tunes cartoon. Nanobots to just make a guy appear. Morpheus is a nanobot now. It's like what? It's like, and I don't like it. I thought we're Matrix of humans. We were always in the original one. It was us against the machines. I don't like this. Like, oh, we got machines just hanging out with us now. I was like, no. And I'm totally behind a lot of ideology of we are human beings. We are organic beings. We have spirits. We have conscious. A robot is programmed to be a certain way by a person. It does not have a spirit or soul. It's like, and if it does, it's from the person who created it, basically transferring probably so much detailed mind into it. And I do believe a machine could be like that, but it's just like it'd be interesting maybe to show two different type of humans. That's what Matrix explained was talking about on the channel. You know, with the comic books, it was like there's two factions. Like there's humans that are like fuck these machines. We're not gonna fucking be friends with machines. Are you fucking serious? Did you guys forget what happened in Zion where they killed all of us? Now we're just like, oh, they're our buddies now. It's just I don't like that. It's just like after what happened in Zion, I still think like a lot of people died fighting machines. I don't think we should have like little. I understand, but we shouldn't have like machine like beings walking around us and stuff like, yo, what's up, dude? You know, like it's it's and if so, just it was executed horribly. But I don't know. I'm gonna wrap this up because I don't know how long this video will go on before it just cuts off. But uh, I don't recommend this movie. This movie was fucking horrible. There's so much bad shit in this. I can't even explain it. It's like I don't have enough time. I have things to do. So I don't have time to sit here and just keep talking about this shitty ass movie. Honestly, I didn't even want to make this fucking. I didn't even want to talk about this. I'm just so incredibly after Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City, and then this. At least Spider-Man No Way Home was surprised. I had a feeling Spider-Man No Way Home was gonna be the shit. I was like, yeah, this is fucking trash. And I was talking mad shit about John Watts. It's just like I guess you gotta just you can't predict what's gonna happen. It's just funny how John Watts, the person who I was like, this fucking director sucks. He fucking sucks. And now after No Way Home, I'm like, this is fucking amazing, man. I love this so much. But then Lana Wachowski, which I was like rooting for, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be the best fucking movie of all fucking time. And I'm like, this is like one of the fucking worst movies I've ever seen. It's just sloppy and just thrown together. It just felt cheap as fuck. It just what? The script is bloated. All it just felt like a commercial for Jupiter Ascending and Cloud Atlas. Like, oh, I'm gonna use something that people liked that I made, like the first Matrix, even using footage from the first Matrix to promote something like Cloud Atlas and Jupiter Ascending. Like these fucking lame ass movies that are just, just clusterfucks of horrible ideas and horrible cinematography and overabundance of CGI actually doesn't look good. And it just bugs me that you go and talk shit like in an interview with them. She was like, "Oh, we see Pacific Rim, and that was pretty bad." So you're talking shit about other directors, but what the fuck are you doing? You're talking shit about another director. As a director, if I was a director, I have respect. And as a profession, it's like it's not really unless if movie really offended me, but it wouldn't be like I don't know. It's just Pacific Rim is not a movie that really is offensive. So it's just like, and it's just weird that you point that movie out and talk shit. But it's like, honestly, I think Pacific Rim was better than Matrix Resurrections. Like I actually watched that movie and throughout and didn't leave like annoyed. I was or angry. I was kind of like that was something, and just moved on with my day. Like, oh, what else I got to do? Oh, I got video games. It wasn't like I was like this fucking shit sucks. But it didn't happen like that for me in the end. It wasn't like I just got mad. It was more like I was kind of like in shell shock, like kind of like it's and even throughout the movie seeing bad shit, it's like it just didn't click with me yet. It's just maybe eventually things are just gonna start working. No, no, nothing's working. I don't like this. And even at the end, when they fly away, it is like it's just like and then the music is playing too. The female version of Rage Against Machines is just like, I'm making this face because I'm just like shell shocked. Really, I'm just frozen, kind of like I, sh- I and in the back of my mind, I'm just like, what the fuck? What is this shit? Especially the fight scenes were just so. No Way Home's fight scenes were way better than this movie's fight scenes. How is that fucking possible? Oh, Jesus. Watch Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm sorry. This movie is whack. And it's honestly, if you're a fan of The Matrix, it just feels like a kick in the nuts. It's almost like, oh, you like The Matrix, bitch? Enjoy that. That'd be $10, please. That'd be $10, please. Tell your friends this movie's out. Matrix 4, bitch. That's literally what it feels like. It just feels like somebody. It literally teases like it just wears a cloak. Like oh, start with the first movie and then just punch him in the fucking face with shit. Oh my god. I'm kind of glad Lawrence Fishburne and Hugo Weaving didn't come back for this. It was almost like the Force was like, no, you don't need to be in this, please. Oh, this movie is a fucking. I can't. I don't even want. I can't rate this. It's just a really bad movie. It's not even on a scale anymore. It's just kind of like, what the fuck, dude? It just looks cheap. It's just. See, this is why I'm tired of people's personal political agendas. I'm just tired of people trying to fucking. It's like, just stop patting yourself on the back and fucking get to work. That's all. Stop patting yourself on the back and get in the mud. That's the only positive message I can send to everyone here. Stop patting yourself on the back. Doesn't matter if you're an artist or you're a businessman or anything in this life. Stop patting yourself on the back and get into the dirt. That's all I gotta say. This movie is a down. Thumbs down. Peace.